First up, our top focus, a deadly stampede in India's Hathras district in Uttar Pradesh has killed 121 people after a religious gathering turned into a deadly disaster. So what happened? Were there enough security arrangements in place? Did the venue cross the limit of those allowed to enter? And who is the godman that is now absconding? More in our next report.
Tuesday afternoon, in a small village in Uttar Pradesh's Hathras, a religious gathering unfolds. Thousands in attendance. Most of the devotees present are women and children. On stage, a self-styled godman who calls himself Bhole Baba. His followers spread across states. His political clout across party lines well known in the region. As the event came to a close and the preacher is about to leave, the gathering turns into a stampede. Many in tow, running behind the preacher, desperate to seek blessings. But the pursuit turns deadly. Eyewitness accounts detail the ordeal. Many say that the preacher's personal security pushed the devotees, leading to a scuffle that snowballed into a stampede as people tried to push through or leave.
I was on duty at the program. After the program, the crowd started moving together from the marquee. As the crowd moved towards the main road, there were so many women and children who fell down. And I was there with those women. I was trying to lift them up and I fell down trying to help them. Many women and men fell upon me. I was injured badly and I lost consciousness.
Over 120 are dead, many more injured. Some still feared missing as authorities investigate the tragedy. Several complaints and FIR have been filed. Police pin the blame on the organizers. Officials say that a permit was sought for only 80,000 people. The real footfall, however, exceeded 250,000. State officials, including Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath, have promised a swift probe and strict punishment to the perpetrators. Amid high rainfall, authorities look for answers and piece together crucial information.
We received 38 bodies from Hathras district where the incident took place yesterday. We've successfully identified 36 of them. After completing the legal formalities, the Panchayat Nama and the post-mortem, we have sent these 36 bodies to their destinations along with their families. 2 bodies remain unidentified. For their identification, we've released their photographs to all the nearby districts and the entire state through the control room.
Hundreds kilometers away from the place of tragedy, a manhunt is on. Police looks for Bhole Baba, conducting search operations at his ashram and abode in Mainpuri. But the self-confessed godman is nowhere to be found. In the backdrop of the investigation, many families grieve the loss of their loved ones. Their lives changed forever by this tragedy, the scale of which hasn't been witnessed in years.
All right, for more on this, we're now being joined by our correspondent Dharamjot Kaur, who is live with us from Hathras outside a hospital. And Dharamjot, tell us a little bit more about those who have been injured, eyewitness accounts, and of course you've been speaking to several people, as well as that absconding godman.
Well, Bhairavi, a lot has happened during the course of the day. We were earlier at the ground where the religious gathering took place. A lot of local eyewitness accounts telling us the entire horrifying ordeal in terms of how it unfolded, where hundreds and thousands of women and children were caught in the middle of a stampede, many of whom got injured. The interesting part here is also, which is not being talked about too much, is those of the missing personnel. The hospital where I'm at right now, there are a couple of family members who are still looking for aged women from their families, and they're not able to locate them yet. Police forces and local authorities are, of course, pulling out all the stops to ensure that everybody who's missing or everybody who's injured is being taken care of and is being accounted for. But a very preliminary stage of investigation right now, Bhairavi. It's too early to say in terms of what the total tally is, either of the dead, the injured, or also the people who are currently unaccounted for. In terms of other details of the investigation, like you rightly mentioned, in Mainpuri and other parts of UP, police and investigative agencies are currently on a manhunt for the preacher or the cell-style godman that we're talking about here. Now, he has been absconding for a while now. There were local accounts from Mainpuri, including some of his local staff, who mentioned that he had arrived at his abode or the ashram late last night, and he was there till early afternoon today. But again, we're still hearing about conflicting reports as to whether or not he's still present in his ashram, holed up in some part of the property, or has he absconded from there as well. So at the moment, we do not have an official confirmation from the police authorities in terms of at what point has a search operation reached in terms of looking for Bhole Baba, the preacher that we're talking about. But the investigation is definitely still on. There are 8 different teams in 8 to 9 different districts where raids are being conducted, and probe is ongoing to catch hold of the preacher in question.
Right,
also over here, a lot of leaders, a lot of VIPs have been coming to this particular district hospital, which has about 20 to 30 people, wounded people, who are still receiving treatment over here. So across party lines, we're seeing a lot of leaders coming in through the day to take stock of the situation. A lot of pressure to bolster the pace of the investigation and ensure that justice is served. Also ensure that all those who have committed this level of mismanagement, they are brought to book.
Yeah, accountability will certainly have to be fixed in this deadly disaster that taking place in Hathras, where 121 people are dead. Darendra, thanks very much indeed for joining us with the very latest. For all the latest news, download the WION app and subscribe to our YouTube channel.